So today we are going to discuss about a very important topic in the natural language processing, and essentially these technique or the functions are used in most of the application when we build. So let's discuss these one by one. First, we'll understand the basic definitions. What is the use of these functions in your data pre-processing, and how it could be useful building the model based on the text data. And then we'll go for the implementation part, how we can use these to clean your text or try to make your pre-processing step to make your data ready for the training part. So let's discuss about this first tokenization. So tokenization means splitting the large text of data into the smaller form. For example, if you have the paragraph, then applying the sentence tokenization, your output would be the sentences. And if you're applying word tokenization on the sentences, then your output will be the word. Okay, so this is the very simple definitions. If I talk about the stemming and lemmatization, essentially both are the same thing. The output of this function is, if you are passing any word to any of these functions, you will get the root word. Okay, but there's a slight difference between these two. If you're passing word to the stemming, it is not necessary that your word, the root word which you are getting, has a dictionary meaning. But in the case of lemmatization, that function ensure that whatever the root word you are getting, that has the meaning in the dictionary. So this is the very basic difference between these two. Now we'll go for the implementation part, and we'll see how we can use these during data preprocessing. So before moving forward, if you haven't installed the NLTK in your environment, I would suggest you to download it. And I think I have already installed, then it won't take too much time for system. Now I will going to import NLTK, and there are few things I need to get download in my environment. The first is the word net, and second is like it's not necessary that you need to download both of these. Any of that would be the fine. So that will work. You can use it, either you can use Punk or the WordNet. That is up to you. Now I have installed the basic libraries which is required. Now we'll discuss tokenization first, and then we'll go for the stemming lemmatization. Okay, so let's say tokenization. Okay, so let's say before applying this, we need to import this function. Okay, like the first is the word tokenizer, and the second is the sentence tokenizer. Okay, now uh, first we'll apply the sentence tokenization. Okay, then we'll apply the word tokenization. So for applying the sentence tokenization, we need to get one paragraph. So let's say okay, so let's say this is my paragraph. Okay, so let me store this into one var variable. Okay, and now what I will going to do is I will apply the sentence tokenization, writing sentence tokenizer, and then we'll pass the par variable. And if you see the output of this sent variable, you will see the output in terms of sentences. Okay, you can see that we have the list. In the list we have this first sentence here, and this is my second sentences. So essentially it is converting paragraph sentences. Now let's apply the word tokenizer. So for the word, we need to use the word tokenizer, and then we'll pass the sentence to that. Okay, since we have got the list of sentences, so I'm passing the zeroth index. Basically I'm passing the first sentence of this particular list, and now the output would be the words. So you can see this complete sentence has split into the different words. Okay, so essentially this is the the tokenization mean, like you're converting the large chunk of data to the smaller parts. Either you're doing the sentence tokenization or the word tokenization. So this is, I guess, pretty much clear to you now. So let's move to the stemming. Okay, and lemmatization. How we can implement this. Okay. Okay, so let's say, yeah, before applying this we need to import this function as well from the stem class. We need to import, first is the porter, okay, and second is the word at lematizer. Okay, these two are essential. It will be used for the stemming and this will be used for the lematizer. Okay, so yeah, so now we have applied this, we have received our words. Okay, now what we're going to do is we'll pass each individual word to first to the stemming and then to the lematizer, and we'll see the how our output is varying between these two functions. Okay, so let's say, let me write the for loop to iterate on all the words I in words, and then I need to print, let's suppose I need to print I, and then for the differentiation I need to pass this, and then I need to apply that porter stammer. But before applying to this I need to create an object of this. So let's say S is my object of this porter stammer module. Okay, and same, let create the object of this wordnet lematizer also. Okay, so yeah, now we have created the object of these two modules. Now I will use this object to call these functions and will pass I as a word to these. Okay, and remember we are just applying the stemming here only, not the lematizer. Now let's see the output. So you can see we have this a here. Okay, this is getting, we're getting the same, the paragraph we're getting the same output. Okay, in the series we have got the series only, in the sentences we have got the sentence. So you can see like it is trying to reach to the root word, but this is not a vocabulary word. Okay, and even this is not a vocabulary word. So this is the like challenge in the stammer. So let's do the same thing on the lematizer as well, and we'll see like how the output is varying. So let's say we'll use the p here, and let me dice. Okay, let's see it will take some time because it has to, okay, lematize. Okay, because it has to reach to the root word. That's why stemming function hasn't took that much of time, but it has taken like few millisecond more than the stemming. So if you see the output of this, in the case of series we're getting the series here, but in the case of stemming we are getting the series here. So essentially what, even in the case of organized also I have received the organized, but in the case of organized I have received the organ here. So now you can relate the difference between these two. Both are trying to reach to the root word, but stemming is not giving us the actual word which exists in the dictionary, but lemmatization is providing us the actual word which exists in the dictionary. So this is a pretty clear difference between these two. Now I will tell you why, like is there any like required of, because see we are not getting anything like correct word here, but still we learn this timing and still we apply this timing module in our data processing. Why? And why can't we use every time limitizer only? So there is a like few advantage of both these two modules. So let me give you some little bit of idea where we use timing and where we use the limitizer. So for example, you have some task where you need to do the sentiment analysis. Okay, so essentially your output would be the positive negative sentiment. You don't need to understand what is the actual word which is getting pre-processed during the your model output. So in that case, stemming function is fine because your output is not the actual word, so that is fine. Machine can understand the even the small Siri is a word which is coming from the series only. Okay, so for those kind of tasks, that is fine. But even for some classification tasks, we are not getting the actual word in the output. So stemming is fine because it is fast. So it basically reducing your computational cost also. So in those tasks, stemming is fine. But for example, you are creating any chatbot, okay, or you are doing some kind of summarization. So in that case, your output is a word form, and your word has to be some meaning which exists in the dictionary. So in those scenario, we go for the lemmatization. I hope the usage is clear in between these two. So now I'm going to end this session here, and we'll try to create more information on any of the topic which you feel is required to discuss.